Hello everyone and welcome to Train Simulator. We are currently sat here in the Class 150/1, number 138, one of the Armstrong Powerhouse refurbished versions, which is currently available on their website for, I think it was £9.99, so worth getting, worth every penny. Really makes the Class 150/1 worth driving. So we'll get the cab set up first of all, just to get us on our way, and you might not notice where we are at the moment. We'll open the doors. We are currently sat on platform 1 at Sheffield, on the Sheffield to Huddersfield, the Penistone Line, which is available on the Steam Workshop. Absolutely fabulous. Fabulous route. Really recommend it. So we'll just get us set up. We'll leave the windows open so that we can hear the engine sound. Because that's what we like. Definitely. Oh, and we're nearly ready for going. Fantastic. So yeah, this line is from Sheffield to Huddersfield, the Penistone Line, which goes on to Meadow Hall, up to Barnsley, and then we break away and go on quite a bit of single line up to Huddersfield. Now this line usually utilises the Class 144 Pacer train, but as we don't have a Class 144 Pacer train, or we don't have a 3-car version anyway, and the new Armstrong Powerhouse pack is just out, then I thought, why not use the Class 150/1? These trains don't often go on this line, but they do stray onto the line from time to time, so it's not totally unrealistic. So the next stop for this service will be Meadow Hall. I will try and shut up just so that you guys don't get fed up of talking, don't get fed up of me talking, and also so that you can listen to some of these fabulous sounds that this unit has. I will chip in from time to time though, just to point out little bits of scenery, because I did used to sign this route when I worked for Northern Rail. I can tell you it's an absolutely fantastic route. The attention to detail for a freeware route is absolutely brilliant. So I shall point out little bits of interest whilst we're on the route. Now from looking at old maps, we will very shortly be passing through Brightside Station, which is this station up ahead. Now this station is currently closed and not open to trains, but they have left the bridge. The platforms still in, so you can see those now. They are very dilapidated in real life, so next time you are passing along this route, just a point of interest is the old Brightside Station. Now this station closed when Meadow Hall Interchange, which is the next stop, opened, so as you can see, the station for Meadow Hall was further down. Now this signal in front should be, it's at yellow, and we should have the junction indicator or the feather ahead. It's because we go off to the left here. If you do continue forward on this line, there are 4 platforms at Meadow Hall. We'll be going on the curved platforms on the left hand side. If you do carry on straight forward here, you do go towards Leeds, also towards Doncaster, through Rotherham, Swinton, and then it branches off again, so you can either go round to Doncaster or up to Leeds through Moorthorpe and Wakefield Westgate. But we're taking the lines to the left here, which go towards Barnsley and Wakefield Kirkgate, but we won't be going near those. We'll be branching off yet again. So this is Meadow Hall. So yes, when I did used to work for Northern, we always used to get stuck on the other platform where there's no train. Always got held for a cross country there. Always late, never left that station on time. Because obviously those who have travelled on Northern Rail before know that they are the very bottom of the pile when it comes to priorities on the railway. And away we go again. So yeah, there are 3 services that go up this line. There's the Huddersfield service, which is what we are on now. And there is also a Leeds service that goes to Wakefield Kirkgate, round to Castleford and then into Leeds, which stops at all other stations. And there is also an express service that Northern operate that run between Sheffield and Leeds, and also Nottingham and Leeds. And those ones won't stop at any of the little stations that we'll be stopping at. Their next stop is Barnsley, so they miss out Chapeltown, Elsecar and Wombwell. But as we're a Huddersfield stopping service, we will be stopping at all of those. Now very shortly we will be arriving into Chapeltown. Now before Chapeltown there is quite a large viaduct which goes over the town. It's actually quite a nice little view, providing the weather's good, of course. As well, when we do arrive into Chapeltown station, there's a supermarket on the right hand side. I can't remember what supermarket it is. I think it's a Tesco. But there's a little bus stop round the, or a little shelter for the trolleys, sorry, round the back of the supermarket, between the supermarket and the station. And you often get youths hanging round in that trolley shelter because they think that nobody can see them. But when you actually stood on the platform, you can. And let's just say that on late night trains from Sheffield up to Leeds on a Saturday night, I have seen some very interesting things going on in that shelter. And I think we'll leave that where it is. Yes, there have been times at Chapeltown where I've really not wanted to stay here very long. Not a bad place, but definitely some interesting things. This is also one of those stations where you would often, well, the express services wouldn't be stopping here. So if your train was late for whatever, they only had 2 an hour, the Huddersfield service and the Leeds service. So if you were late, you often got a lot of angry people. About to get hit in the face with a tree here. And we've just passed through what I believe to be the old Chapeltown station before they moved it further towards Sheffield. You can just see the old derelict platforms there. See, it's another reason why I do really enjoy driving this route. It's because even though it is still technically a Class 2 stopping service, like this stretch here, there are plenty of stretches where you really can open up the taps, really give the train, really belt along the line, get up to line speed as well, which is always a nice thing to be able to do. It's not like some of the London lines, for instance, where it's stop-start, stop-start, stop-start. I mean, for instance, the North London line, don't get me wrong, it's all right to drive. It's well, it's what it is, isn't it? It's a commuter service in London. But definitely the North Yorkshire routes, or West Yorkshire and South Yorkshire routes, all the up north routes like this, where you do get a bit of time to open up the taps and really see what you can get out of the Class 150. Unfortunately, we do get less time between Barnsley and between Elsecar and Wombwell. They're rather close to each other. And I think after Barnsley, that's just about it for fast sections all the way to Huddersfield, unfortunately. We do quite a bit of stopping between those stations. So this is Elsecar, another station on the route where the express services don't stop. And again, the next stop on the line is Wombwell. 2 platforms, pretty basic station. Again, express services don't stop here. You've got the Huddersfield and Leeds services every hour. I think that's about it, really. That's all I can tell you. It's not really one of those places that has a lot of fascinating facts about it. There wasn't any Tesco's next door, so there was never really any funny goings on. But yes, this is Wombwell. And again, we've got one of those nice long-ish stretches where we can really open the class 150 up. Now, if we'd have not got the Armstrong Powerhouse pack, as you will have seen if you watched my previous video with the 150/1, it's, well, we'd have been at 70 mile an hour in about 3 seconds. It was the fastest train on Earth. But with this Armstrong Powerhouse pack, again, much needed improvement with the sounds, featuring interior sounds, as you can see, cab sounds, also features like the DRA, Dead Man's Pedal, etc, etc. Fantastic. And the physics are so much better, they really are. I mean, like I say, I've been on the class 150/1 from a conductor point of view, and it's just fantastic. It sounds like the 150 did. It really does bring back memories from when I used to work at Northern. Absolutely brilliant. So now we're coming into Barnsley station. Now Barnsley is where we will be leaving the route up to Leeds here, and we'll be branching off onto the actual Penistone Line itself. Now Barnsley station's quite a modern station really. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how old it is, but it looks, I mean, it's kept clean, tidy, it's an absolutely brilliant station. Its official term, the official name for the station is Barnsley Interchange, as you'll see the bus station is on the left, always full of stagecoach buses, but it looks like it's London buses today. And this level crossing here that we're just going over, the only level crossing on the route. And coming the other way, you always used to get stopped at a red signal, because there are platform starting signals, as you can see for going this way. We've got our lovely junction indicator again there, pointing us off to the left. But going the other way, you were always met with a red signal, because the signaller had to have time to put the barriers down and obviously stop the cars for the train to then go towards Sheffield. Little interesting fact for you there. Now Barnsley station again is one of the hub routes. The hub stations on this route, the express services did stop here. Apologies, that's my phone going off. Should really have it switched off whilst in the driver's cab there. Please do not tell management. otherwise I may find myself getting sacked. But yes, the express services stop here and then they continue again forwards towards Leeds. But we will be branching off, as I say, to the left, and it is one hell of a climb. It's quite an incline out of Sheffield. As you'll see, the other line which branches off to the right is actually flat. There's no gradient on that line towards Leeds, which goes straight forward, and you'll see how quickly we rise in altitude. So yes, that line branching off to the right or forwards, whichever way you want to look at it, that's the lead line, so we are now the only train and outer that runs this line. So it's to hope that we'll be on time, because again I wouldn't want to upset our lovely passengers. You can see just down there where the other line branches off, so it really is one hell of an incline. It's a good job we've got the more powerful 150/1 and we've not got the 144. Luckily this thing is pretty good at hills. Even better at hills until I got the Armstrong Powerhouse pack. But that was a tad unrealistic. So here we go onto the single line, which, I mean, from now until Huddersfield it is primarily single line, folks. So if you do not like single line videos, I'd suggest you stop watching now. No, don't stop watching, because it's a really good route, I promise you. Promise. Promise. So our first station on the actual Penistone Line itself, your next stop is Dodworth, which is actually pronounced Dodworth. It's a silent W. And this is one of the many single... Whoops. Another level crossing there. Ah, so there must be more than one level crossing, because I was actually based at Leeds with Northern, so we never actually did this Penistone Line route. We did the route that goes off at Barnsley. So I wasn't aware that there was any more level crossings on this route, but hey, news to me, news to me. Every day's a learning curve. But yes, so that I told you earlier about it being the only level crossing at Barnsley, it was a lie, apparently. So ignore that. There's more than one level crossing. I'd say we're now approximately halfway through the route. Now this last part does take a bit longer because there's lots of stations on this bit. It's also a slower line speed. The next station in a few moments' time is Silkstone Common, another one of those stations on the single line. Now if you have not actually, this part of the world is absolutely fantastic. It's got fantastic views, so if you do get a chance to travel on this Penistone Line, it really is a nice route to travel on. From a conductor point of view, less nice because there are stations that often you don't really get time to do tickets. But from a tourist view, really, really nice route. If you are at Huddersfield, get off the Transpennine Express. I know you're going to go through to Leeds and then down to Sheffield that way, but get off the Transpennine Express at Huddersfield and take this route. As long as you get a decent stock. On a 144, maybe it's a less nice route, but if you do get a proper train, then really, really good route. I really do recommend it. Now the next stop on the Penistone Line is actually Penistone, so this is the fantastic station that the line got its name from, and basically it's, I mean, if any of you have got the Woodhead line at all, have a look at that Woodhead line when you get to Penistone and just see how big the station is there. I believe it's got 4 platforms and a massive goods yard by it, which it's quite sad to see. Now it's just 2 little platforms in the middle of in the middle of a single track line, because of course this is where the Woodhead line ran through the services over to Manchester from Sheffield. It was a very, very busy line, whereas now there's just nothing there, just nothing at all. It's all gone. I mean, I'm assuming that that dirt track that was on the left-hand side is where the old lines used to be. Now this part of the route, I believe it's Penistone where the 2 trains do cross. So there would be a train going southbound towards Sheffield here. But as it's quick drive, in quick drive mode, ouch, another tree to the face. As it's in quick drive mode, this particular drive that we're on, it's there is no other train, so we've got clearance to go straight away. And we've even got the signal and the off indicator there, which is brilliant. And for some reason the doors don't seem to want to open at Penistone. How bizarre. Well, we'll wait here and give passengers chance. Maybe nobody wants to get off here. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why the doors haven't opened. Right, well, conductor's given me 2. Obviously nobody wants Penistone. Well, they had their chance. They can't really moan now if they've missed the stop. We did give them chance, didn't we? And I think I heard the conductor make an announcement, so... Now at this stage of the route, we do actually go onto this line on the right-hand side. Now you may be watching thinking, hang on, why is he on the wrong side of the line? Trains in England drive on the left-hand side. But as you will see very shortly, there's a very good reason that we're on the right-hand side of the line. Now, of course, at one stage, this is Penistone Viaduct that we're on at the minute. Just thought I'd point that out while we're here, commanding excellent views of farmland and rivers and a couple of houses. Very nice. See what I said? Very scenic route. It's the Settle to Carlisle line of South Yorkshire. Maybe not quite. But yes, as you can see from the buffer stops on the left-hand side of the line here, this is why we're on this line, because that is actually just a siding over the viaduct, which is very unusual. But now we're back on the single line. Now this is some extra special track in this tunnel. Whoops. Getting so distracted by the track we are actually speeding. It's called Glow in the Dark Track, because as you can see it didn't go dark when we were in the tunnel. Interesting that. It's the only place in the world that you will find glow in the dark track, and that's on the Penistone Line, folks. Yeah, I have a feeling you don't believe me. See for yourself, look out the window. Next time you're on this line, the track will be lit up. Nice little 30-mile-an-hour signpost there that wasn't pointed out to me in the route at the bottom, and an invisible bridge that we've just gone over. Maybe that's me that's missing something from the required files. So coming down very shortly into Denby Dale over what's another very pretty viaduct. And another single line platform at Denby Dale. Now I'm sure you'll all be thrilled to know that we are actually passing back into God's own county now of West Yorkshire. We're out of South Yorkshire and we're back in West Yorkshire, which is absolutely fantastic. Best county in the world. If you've not been, visit it. It's lovely. But yes, we're definitely on the home stretch now to Huddersfield. But this is where the stations get very close together, and we'll be doing a lot of stop-start now. Don't tell anybody, I put it into drive before the conductor gave me 2-2. Or 1-2 on the buzzer. That'll be our little secret though. Nearly. There we go. I see we've not got glow-in-the-dark installed in this tunnel. Not glow-in-the-dark track. This is the proper track that goes dark. And now we're back onto two-track working here, which is what we like. Feel more comfortable like this. Less chance of having a head-on collision on two-track running. So the next stop for the service is Shepley, not Shepley. That's somewhere slightly different. Not far away though, still in West Yorkshire, but a completely different station. So if you are travelling by train, don't get on a train that stops at Shepley if you want to go to Shepley. Nice and confusing there. They like people to be on the toes in West Yorkshire, definitely. So as if the variety wasn't enough on this route, we've now got some staggered platforms here at Shepley. And the nice little old-fashioned bridge over the top. Very pretty station again. Very nice station. and less than a mile later Stocksmoor is the next stop. Now this again is where the trains cross, so a southbound service will leave Shepley, no, southbound service will leave Stocksmoor at the same time that the northbound service leaves Shepley, so they should cross somewhere in the middle. But again, with this being a quick drive route, we haven't got that other service, so I aim to bring you another video at some other point with AI traffic on, just to really show you, ooh, an invisible bridge again, just to really show you what this route is capable of, because I really do think that it's an absolutely fantastic route. If you've not got it already, download it. Real pleasure to drive, especially with the 150/1 from Armstrong Powerhouse. Really is an enjoyable drive. Anyway, we best start slowing down. 50 mile an hour between those stations, but you have no chance of getting to line speed. The starting signal on the end of the platform there, denoting that I think we're about to go back onto the single line, and I do believe that we stay on the single line for the rest of the journey now into Huddersfield. Although maybe we don't. I thought we did, but maybe we don't. Ah, yeah, we do. I did have a hunch that we would be doing, yes, back onto the single line. Through to Brockholes, Honley, Berrybrow, Lockwood and Huddersfield. See if we can get up to line speed before Brockholes. we've got some more of that glow-in-the-dark track here, folks, in this tunnel. The next stop is Brockholes, again passing over a very nice little bridge here into Brockholes station. Single platform on the left hand side. You can see where the old platform on the right hand side still is, just has no track going to it. Now, an interesting fact for Brockholes, on a weekday when the schools finish, all of the lovely, delightful children like to go home into Huddersfield on all stations in between, and they do actually have security on their trains to Northern, just because the children can get rather rowdy. There's 2 security guards that go down every day on a special trip from Huddersfield to Brockholes to bring this train back. Just shows what delightful people they are. I mean, personally myself, I'm not a big fan of school children. Can't believe I used to be one. In fact, I think I might have skipped that stage. So yes, interesting fact about Brockholes. Invisible bridge. And now we're shortly arriving into Honley. And Honley's another one of those one platform stations where not much is going off. Haven't had any dire personal experience. Oh, and another one of those invisible bridges there. Love it. I think I'm missing the assets. I must be missing the assets. He wouldn't publish it on the workshop without the assets, I'm sure of it. Yes, can't say that there's particularly many interesting things at Honley. You can see the old platform on the right hand side. Whoops, wrong key. Everybody hold on, we'll have to put it in her full service. And this is Berry Brow, another one of those single platform stations. Again, sorry about this, ladies and gents, but there's no interesting stories that I've got to tell you about Berry Brow. Had no wonderful personal experiences there. And another one of those bridges which commands excellent views. I suppose it's more of a viaduct, isn't it, than a bridge. Another scenic view. Much appreciated. And one detail that I have just noticed is we are on 150138, and if you look in the actual cab itself, it does change the numbers. I like that. Not a lot of trains do that. I don't know if that's an Armstrong Powerhouse added feature, or whether that's a feature that the Dovetail Games model carried as well. But yeah, nice feature is that. We like it. What's down there? Is that another big drop? So this is Lockwood Station, the last station before our terminus of Huddersfield. Not much going on here, folks. You can see the old platform on the right hand side, very overgrown now with shrubbery. We should really have done a tour of this route in winter, because then we'd have been able to see more with there being no leaves on the trees. So that's about it for the Penistone Line. We're now on the home straight down into the town of Huddersfield. Being my hometown, fantastic. I am absolutely loving this route with me getting the chance to drive a train again to my hometown. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So this is the Viaduct coming into Huddersfield here. Again, fantastic views here, all the way down the valley towards Manchester. And this as well is where we join the line from Manchester itself, so we may see a Transpennine Express service, although we actually won't, because sadly, with it being on quick drive again, we will not see any other trains, but I think it would be fantastic if we did. So this line on the left here is for trains coming out of Huddersfield going towards Manchester, and that's where the Transpennines operate, and then the line going towards York is actually in a separate tunnel, so we can't see that from here. Now we'll be coming into platform 2 at Huddersfield, which is where all of these services terminate. I'd like to thank you very much for watching the video, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the route. Again, a free route if you do wish to go onto the workshop. It is just the Penistone Line, spelt Penistone, P-E-N-I-S-T-O-N-E. I know it's hilarious, isn't it? I found it rather amusing myself. Brilliant little route with the Armstrong Powerhouse pack for the Class 150. Again, I strongly recommend it. Real pleasure to drive, and again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you want, guys. Always appreciate it. A button for that is on your screen now, or will be very shortly. And again, let me know in the comments what you thought. If you liked the video, give us a like. If you didn't like the video, give us a dislike. Self-explanatory. But please do explain as to why you didn't like the video, because how am I meant to adapt my videos to suit you if you don't tell me what you don't like? Just switch those off. There we go. So this is Huddersfield. Now again, I think it's an absolutely fantastic station. It's platform 8 where the Transpennines go from there. Platform 4 in the middle. 1 here and 2 on the end. So yes, this is Huddersfield. Thanks very much for watching again, guys, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.